What's up, everybody? Welcome to Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. I am your host, Jason Ryland, with our friend Sophia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sophia, and welcome to Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. I am happy to be here.
Sophia is here to ask the hard questions.
I'll try.
This is a podcast for builders, not just people trying to build businesses, but people trying to build a life, a mindset, a legacy, a relationship with God, something real. And today, we're stepping into a powerful idea from Thomas Troward's work, The Hidden Power. Because one of the oldest questions humanity has ever asked is simple: what is truth? And I'm going to tell you something. Truth is not just information, truth is not just facts. Truth is not just what you can prove with your own eyes. Truth is really deeper than that. Truth is the ability to look at what's happening on the outside and understand what it means on the inside. So today, we're going to talk about symbols. We're going to talk about growth. And we're going to talk about the most important foundation of all: your perception of God and your relationship to Him. So let's get into it. To realize fully how much of our daily life consists in symbols is really to start finding the answers to that question: what is truth? Because life is full of symbols, natural symbols and man made symbols. And the realization of the truth is this: truth is the ability to translate symbols into what they actually mean. And the root of all human error is when people can't do that. When they insist that the symbol has nothing behind it, when they treat the outside as if it's the whole reality, then I want you to really hear this. There is an inner side to things, and the inner side is known. The thing itself is not fully known. So, in business, you'll see it everywhere. Your sales are a symbol. Your customer feedback is a symbol. Your stress level is a symbol. Your procrastination is a symbol. And your consistency or inconsistency is a symbol. And most people only react to the surface. They see numbers dropping and panic. They see competition and spiral. They feel pressure and quit. But builders ask a deeper question: what is this pointing to? What is the root? What is the inner cause behind the outer effect?
So, Jay, are you saying truth isn't just information,
Yeah,
it's interpretation? Like learning to read life correctly?
exactly, Sophia. Truth isn't just information, it's interpretation. Because information tells you what happened, but truth tells you what it means. And in business, what you see on the outside is usually a symbol of something underneath: sales, stress, burnout, momentum. These are symptoms. The real truth is what's producing it. Is it discipline? Is it fear? Is it lack of structure? Is it pride? Is it obedience? And spiritually, it's the same. God works from the inside out. So if I'm building a business, but my inner world is off, my character, my focus, my stewardship, then my outer results will eventually reflect that. And that brings us to another point. There is the law of growth. It's kind of a inner versus an outer, right? There is an outer side to everything, as well as an inner side. And The superficial mind fails to attain the truth because it's willing to rest content with the outside only. And as long as you live on the surface, it becomes impossible to grasp the meaning of your own life. Because so long as man fixes his attention only on the superficial, he cannot progress in knowledge. Why, you say? Because he's denying his first principle of life, growth. Growth is the root of all life, whether it's spiritual, intellectual, or material. Everything you see on the outside exists because something started on the inside first. A seed, a root, a center. And Troward goes deeper and says life is expansion from the center. So that's by growth, according to an order, a sequence. That's the law. Nothing real expands randomly. Nothing real grows overnight. Nothing real grows from the outside first. Everything starts in the center. Now we can translate that into our business because in business, this is everything. If your center is weak, you have weak habits, you have weak discipline, a weak structure, or you have weak systems, your business will reflect that. If your center is strong, your stewardship is strong, your consistency is strong, and your leadership, it's strong, then expansion becomes natural. And if you're trying to build outward results without inward growth, we're violating that order. That is the exact reason why people burn out. That's why people self sabotage themselves. And that's why people can't maintain what they pray for. Because growth has a sequence. And if God is calling you higher, the first thing He's going to do is take you deeper. Because expansion without depth collapses.
So the goal isn't just better results, it's becoming a better steward.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because if I'm honest, most people, including me at times, think the goal is more money, more customers, more growth. And those things do matter, they are real, but stewardship is deeper. Stewardship is asking, can I handle it? Can I handle what I'm praying for? Can I manage it? Can I manage it with wisdom? Can I carry it? Can I carry it with character? Can I stay aligned when pressure hits? And once you understand those symbols, you stop fighting the surface. You stop trying to fix the symptoms only. Because God will let you see the outer problem, but He's often trying to develop the inner solution. And that takes me to another point. Your view of God shapes your life and business. And here's where it becomes the most important. It really, in the widest sense, everything is a symbol of its inner being. All nature is a gallery of hidden truths, revealing great things to those who can decipher them. But there's more precise sense to where life is based on symbols in regard to the most important subject, which is God. Because whether people admit it or not, every human being is living from an inner picture of God. And the whole character of a man's life results from what he really believes on this one main subject. It's not the formal creed, it's not the church label, it's not the public statement, but what he truly realizes in his mind and spirit. And actually, Troward explains that in stages. If a man believes it's impossible to know anything about God, his inner world becomes confusion, becomes chaotic. It's chaos. There is no order, there is no stability. And when your inner world is chaos, your outer world becomes chaos too. Then some people advance a step and realize there is a ruling power. But they don't know God's nature, so the unknown becomes terrifying. They live in fear. They build in anxiety. They spend life trying to protect themselves from God instead of realizing God is the center of life and being. But here's the real truth. God isn't the enemy. God is the source. And as a man approaches fuller perception of truth, the life principle with him expands. Old limitations fall away. Limitations that never had real power in the first place, except what you gave them. And we enter regions of light, liberty, and power we didn't even know existed. And that's why it's impossible to overestimate the importance of learning to translate these symbols, because life is only realized by conscious effort and experience. And the closer someone is to experience, the more transparent the symbol becomes. But the further someone is from this experience, the thicker the veil becomes. And then the first step, the step without which progress is impossible, is this: convince people that symbols are symbols, not the truth itself. And here's why people resist: because symbols often contain enough of truth shape that people sense truth and cling to the covering. They resent the removal of the veil. But the truth is, the truth can never be destroyed. And if it could be destroyed, then it was never truth in the first place. And growth is the proof of truth. Life always pushes forward into a clearer and clearer expression.
So, Jay, would you say the real battle isn't the market? It's the image of God people carry inside?
Yes, because the image of God you carry becomes the atmosphere you live in. And you can't build a strong life in a fearful atmosphere.
And maybe that dissatisfaction people feel isn't a curse. Maybe it's an invitation to grow into truth.
Amen. Because that emptiness, that dissatisfaction, isn't proof of your failing. It's the spirit pressing forward inside of you. And we don't have to be alarmed by ignorant objections or fear-based reactions. We lead gently, not by forcing people or not by shoving the object of terror in their face, but gradually helping them see that there's something interior to what they thought was the ultimate truth. Because the outer side alone can never satisfy. And without knowing the inner side, we can never underestimate or understand our inheritance in the universal life, which is life everlasting. So let me close with this. If you feel pressure, don't panic. Translate it. If you're feeling stuck, don't quit. Look inward. And if you feel that emptiness inside, don't numb it. Listen to it. Because it might be that it's not a breakdown. You might be going through a breakthrough. God may be calling you deeper so he can take you higher. This is Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. If this spoke to you, share it with somebody who's building under pressure right now. And I want you to remember this. Build from the inside out, because truth expands you and growth proves that what's real. And I'll see you, everybody, in the next episode. Thank you for joining us.